Besides being an asshole, what goes into maintaining a successful and enjoyable dance company? In your mind, what goes into maintaining a successful and enjoyable dance company? Because you've been involved with so many. Besides being an asshole, what goes into maintaining a successful and enjoyable dance company? Because I think a lot of people have experienced being with companies and it's been hard, stressful. What would you say creates a successful environment?
A successful environment.
Not chastising your members.
Oh my God, Max and V-Rock on the chat are saying drugs.
Of course. You know how many times I had to not type that into my questions?
So I think, oh man, because I'm trying to avoid sounding cliche and even sounding more cliche by saying that I don't want to sound cliche. I think the big part is, because there's a lot of answers that are coming up for me, is the first thing is you gotta be able to create memes out of all the members. No, I think the first thing before you even can start creating culture, because I feel like that's the second thing, is being clear with what you want to have happen.
Okay.
Because if you're not clear with the end goal, you're just just a friend group.
Yeah.
You're just fucking around and whatnot. There's no business, so to speak, getting done. Or it can be fun. I think everyone operates differently, but I think it being clear with the bigger picture of what you want to have happen and being not clear, but having an idea of how to get there helps. I mean, which is why, like in the first meeting of Temper Tantrum on February 25th, 2020, like I had a 1 year plan how I wanted to execute. Like, and obviously COVID changed that, but people fell in love with the vision. People will fall in love with the vision and why you're doing something first, because then, because I feel like if you're too buddy in the beginning, or if you don't have that respect of like quote unquote hierarchy, and you're too comfortable on your friends first, people will take things personally. They'll overstep boundaries. And this is something that I learned from running family business the first time. Like, we started off with 6 friends, and then by 2005, like I was the only graduate there. Everyone else was still seniors. So after that, I was running family business on my own for until 2007.
Wow.
And then I'd grown it to 18 members, and people bounce out. People get flaky. And then at one point it was even just 2 members doing it. So,
wow.
Which is why I was hesitant, like, of starting Temper Tantrum, because I had a lot of experience of flaky people. Like, oh yeah, I'm down. That was like fucking years. I'm down. Come Sunday, no one shows up. And that's why I was like, again, hesitant. I didn't want it to happen because I didn't want to deal with a repeat of being flaked on from people who don't show up. And that's why I guess one of the main lessons I learned was like, people, watch people's actions over the words, even though and that's definitely something younger leaders or aspiring leaders to be mindful of. Because I definitely had a lot of people say they were down. And I was like excited. Yeah, 20 people. And then next week or next year, it just changed. And that's because I just wanted to create a group and dance. I think that was like the main thing. I just wanted to create a group. That was my why. Like, create a group. I can do this. Like, and the biggest thing that kept me going was the piece of advice that I got that stuck with me was that the first 3 years of any business is the hardest. So I was like, it wasn't a business, but I just knew like I had to stick with it because somehow it's gonna fucking work out. I had no idea. Because there's a vision in my head from 2004 And this happened while we were rehearsing at a basement of a church, because that's like the biggest space that they had. Like that, I saw us on stage competing against these collegiate teams, and we won. That was like a vision that I saw when I was 16. Oh yeah, okay, maybe it was not. I started this my senior year, but yeah, like that's what drove me. Like I want to be like, I wanted family business to be like an equal, like not just like an upcoming team, which is what a lot of my experience was. Like all the way till 2012, like, oh, they're one of the teams that's the younger teams that's on the up and up, even though we weren't young, but we were getting more noticed. So, but that vision was like, we're going to be there. We're going to get not first place, but maybe place, but to be like seen as that. And I think it's gone to a point, like when I came back, it got to a point that people know us. But yeah, that vision is what drove me. And it eventually led me to, again, bring Mark back after he graduated. We partnered, he came back. And I think him and I were a great duo in terms of building that team. And then oh man, because I remember once we came back, this is the 2007, we competed at the USA Collegiate Nationals. It was a great fun time. But then this is where we started experiencing like people being too comfortable and not listening. Like when Mark and I were like, all right, like you're fucking up, fix this. The people who were so comfortable because they're friends are like, why are you talking to me like this? Like, you're my friend. You're like, think you're a director? So that's where it's like that boundary kept getting stepped on. So, and then fucking eventually people started leaving. And then Mark left too. I think it was a good 3 months that it was on hiatus. And in my mind, I was like kind of heartbroken, because I was like, fuck, man. Like, I don't think I've ever told this story to anyone, but yeah, it was rough, because I was like, I felt like a girl just broke my heart. Because this was my thing. Like, and we were getting really a good start, better, like, and all that stuff, but not start, or rebirth, so to speak. But then it fell apart for a little bit, and then Mark and I talked again, and then we decided, like, if we're gonna do these rehearsals and we're gonna bring our friends, we got to set the tone. It's like, when we're rehearsal, it's gonna get shit done. We got to get shit done. Like we love you guys. We're all family. We've got to get business done. So, and then Mark was listening to a Kanye West song called Family Business. We rebranded and showed up at 2009, maxed out as Family Business. And then that was our first big dance competition in the community. And then,
and did that go over well? You guys kind of reintroducing yourself with this? Yeah,
it reinvigorated us. It showed like it was a really strong, positive step in terms of like consistent members. And also at that same year, we officially moved to we officially found a home studio at JV Dance Center. Before that, we were always practicing at parks, like fucking for years.
We know that life.
And then kids would be annoying us, and creeps would be trying to be like talk to the girls during rehearsal. And yeah, and then, but it was getting that the wins would be like finding a home studio, competing at that, consistent members who were, and like contractually saying that they're down.
Yeah.
So, and then, yeah, it was, obviously there was still a lot of learning to happen, but we broke through in creating consistency in members. And then we eventually, because before it was all just like invite only, this is how you get into the team. Now it's like people wanted to audition. And then we were kind of taken aback, like, and then we started having auditions every year, and it started getting bigger. So,
all right, and that was a lot. So, in order to compartmentalize this, so to create a successful company, taking away from all of that.
Yeah,
it was good, because we got the backstories on it all, and we got to hear how each one of those standards came about.
Yeah, so. To create to circle it back in, yeah, you have to have a clear vision of what you want, and then to continue building off that is obviously knowing what you want, why you want it, but also being empathetic to your company members. Like, you have to know why they are in it too, because I think the people get it twisted when it comes to being a leader, is that they think they're there to serve the main guy, so to speak, or but the thing is, it's especially with the leadership training that I went through, is like the leaders are the servants. They serve the company, or they set the team to win. Like it goes even to like, to get biblical here, like even Jesus like washed the feet of his apostles. Like you have to be super humble to I mean, albeit I'm not humble. I fucking talk shit to everyone on the team. but I know my role in the team and how I can best serve the team to be successful. Mm-hmm. And it's to be like, how do I make sure that, I don't know, like, how do I make sure that we're positioned to be recognized? How do I make sure that this film is positioned to be at the highest level? How do I make sure that we don't waste time in rehearsals? How do I make sure that everyone feels comfortable with the choreography and all this stuff? So it's like things I'm taking into consideration, so that way the team is set up to win. Yeah. But that's going into a tangent again.
Well, we feel that. We feel that, even though you're an asshole. We feel that.
Yeah, so empathy is definitely a big thing. Yeah. Like being able to listen, like listening to what the members want. What do they want, and how do you help them get there? Another one, it would be, I guess, being vulnerable, like being okay that.
That's a tough one.
So. And that doesn't mean like showing that crying in rehearsals, because I'm fucking crying at rehearsals. But it's like vulnerable in terms of like letting go of control sometimes, or letting things go differently. Like in rehearsals, like it might because of my example. It's like I speak in a certain way that for some people who are working with me for the first time are not used to it, and sometimes people might find that offensive. So that's my vulnerability of like, it's not as vulnerable as the crying, but it's my vulnerability of being honest, because this is how I will talk. And if you do not like it, you're free to leave. And if you're okay with it, you're just gonna become, I'm gonna love you, but I'm still gonna talk shit to you. And I feel like, it's being able to be honest with yourself in a sense, and that requires a lot of vulnerability, because not everyone's going to like you for who you are. So
I've been with companies where leaders are just stone cold. They wouldn't take a break to laugh for anything, rather than just show us their true selves. So I see it in a sense like that. You definitely just give us yourself. You are who you are, and it helps the dancers connect even better.
Yeah, so, and I feel like because that the people are unafraid, not unafraid, but like feel comfortable to talk shit to me in a sense, or even tell me their honest opinions, because I feel like a lot of people in a leadership role, there ends up being a huge disconnect of like the employees, so to speak, talk, and then the boss comes and they change.
Mm-hmm. So there's an open door policy with you.
So it's like, I think it's because part of it is I'm unapologetic in how I speak and what I do with you guys. And I think part of it is not judging or saying any ideas are stupid. Because even though I say it as a joke, but I still like let them share their opinions and try to empathize with it. Try not to make them feel wrong, even though it just make them feel stupid.
Terrible. All right. I've got some rapid fires next. So we're going to be wrapping this up.
Okay. So let me check the chat. So B-Rock says you need a clear vision, or you'll be stuck in a vision. You're stupid, B-Rock. Eddie, I appreciate you being on here. I feel that being flicked on. Okay, B-Rock, that sucks. Oh, that would have been crazy. That would have been crazy if you joined. B-Rock, we might have known each other sooner. Okay. So rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire. So you got to just spit your first thought at us, okay? Favorite color?
Drugs. Oh
my God. No. There's no loud. Don't do that, people. Very bad. Favorite color?
Red.
Favorite food?
Pizza.
Favorite dance icon?
Dance icon? Michael Jackson.
Happiest memory as a performer.
Happiest memory as a performer. Fuck, there's a lot. I'd say coming back on the Universal stage and being consciously aware of my performance.
Aww. Happiest memory as a teacher.
As a teacher, being able to compete and battle with one of my students.
Oh, nice. Worst memory as a performer.
When I blanked out, front and center on the Urban Street Jam stage on my own very own choreography. I blanked out.
Oh, ouch. Oh my gosh. Greatest accomplishment.
Jordan.
Yes, I do. Good job. Biggest disappointment.
Letting you on the team. Okay. So biggest disappointment for real. Not standing up against toxic people when I was running family business.
Damn. Okay. If you could tell one thing to your 16-year-old self, what would it be?
You're going to change.
Oh, and this is a similar one to what you asked me during my interview. If all of your memories of your career and success wiped away, how would you explain your life to your grandchildren?
How would I explain my life to my... Okay, this is completely different from the question I asked you.
How would you explain your life, yourself, your legacy?
To my grandchildren, if everything... shit.
Because I feel like you don't care much about what other people think. I feel like your grandkids, you'd want to tell them.
That's a fair point. If everything was wiped away and what would I want to tell my kids? Like in terms of...
your legacy, who you are, what you accomplished.
What would I want to tell them about myself? That would help set them up.
Nothing about your history. No way of knowing who you were, what you did.
So this is where like my overthinker comes in, and I interpret things differently. Am I sharing their lessons, or am I talking about myself?
I don't know.
Okay. So you can see like
they know nothing.
So okay, so I guess I would tell them like about what I would say about myself is someone who I guess worked his butt off to pursue, what he wanted to have, and to have control to do what he wanted, because I definitely had to fight tooth and nail to get where I'm at now, and it wasn't easy. And the lessons would be clear with what you want, but it's okay to change your mind.
Very good.
And persevere, because it's always going to be the long game.
Very good. And the last one, if you could leave just one piece of advice to the world, what would it be?
Drugs. One piece of advice for the world?
What would it be? One.
Be empathetic with yourself and persevere.
Very good.